Okay, in this segment I'll talk about using words in the title as well as the body of the Wikipedia pages to create a virtual corpus. Many times, if we want to create a virtual corpus, it's easy enough just to put in a word that we expect to find in pages, and we just make sure that it says find articles, search for the word. This looks like a fairly good list of pages dealing with investments, and so we could just say that we want to create a corpus from that. And the way that you know whether or not it worked well is go in and take a look at the keywords. And when we look at, for example, the nouns in our investment corpus, it looks like, yeah, overall this is a fairly good corpus. Sometimes, however, things don't work out that nicely. So let's say that we want to create a Christmas corpus, and we look for pages that have the word Christmas somewhere in the body of the text. We take a look at this, and it looks like most of these do deal with Christmas, but then we find entries like number 14, the Letterman, and we take a look at this Wikipedia page, and we say, boy, this is for a musical group. It doesn't look like the word Christmas is really very meaningful here. And in fact, when we look at it, it just says that they had some Christmas albums. So in a search like this, we're going to get kind of a lot of junk if we just look for any page that has the word Christmas in it. So one thing that can help us is to use the titles in Wikipedia, as well as material in the body of the page. So in order to do that, the second way of creating a corpus, rather than just looking at the words in the page, is to go ahead and use information in the title. So to do that, you click on Create Corpus, and now when I search for Christmas, it says that Christmas has to be in the title of the page. So notice that all of these titles have the word Christmas in there somewhere. But some of these are a little bit strange. So number 24, it's for a movie. This one's for a song. This one's for another movie. Mickey's Magical Christmas. So a lot of these, it looks like the word music or film or song is somewhere in the title. So I'm going to say, let's redo this search. Make sure that Christmas is in the title, but don't give me any entries that have film or song in the title as well. And now when I look at it, none of these do have film or song. But when I go down the list, I still have things like Mickey's Magical Christmas, or, for example, Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. These are movies, so the word movie isn't in the title, but I still want to exclude these movies. Well, the way I might do this is I could come up here and I could say any page that has the word movie or film or TV or television in the page, not in the title, but in the page, exclude those pages. Now, the important thing here is that if it occurs even one time, that page is going to get excluded. So if it is a good article about Christmas, but somewhere the word film occurs there, it's going to be excluded from our corpus, because even one occurrence will do that. So anyway, none of these pages then have the word TV or television or movie or film in there. But we notice that some of these are still just kind of strange entries. So this one here, Blackadder's Christmas Carol, what we might want to do is look through some of these pages and look for other words that we can use to exclude those pages from our corpus. Or another option is simply to say, look, we don't want to have these handful of pages in our corpus, and then just go ahead and save it that way without those pages. One last thing we can do, though, is we can say, pretty much any article that we want to have in our corpus dealing with Christmas is going to have the word gift or gifts in it. So we can say, in addition to excluding pages that have certain words in it, we want to make sure that the article has certain words in it at least one time. So when we do that, this takes a little bit of time because it's going through 2 billion words. But now it's going to give us a list of articles that it thinks are pretty good for Christmas. And we say, yeah, that's okay. This one here, a Christmas gift for you from Phil Spector, we still know that one's no good. So we're going to deselect that. But let's go ahead and save this as Christmas. Okay. Now, the way we know whether or not this is a good corpus or not is that we can click to see the keywords. And when we look at the keywords, yeah, it looks like these are pretty good. But we still see the word album in there, referring to music. And we say, no, those ones we don't want to have in our corpus. So what we can do is we can click on any of those words, and then if we find a page that we don't want to have in our corpus, we can click on the red X here. It says, do you want to delete it from the corpus? We say delete, and we can kind of go through and refine the corpus in that way. So anyway, this hopefully gives you an overview and a good idea of how you can use words both within the body of an article as well as within the title of the article to create a nice corpus.